Hey everyone, as you're aware, Shopify dropshipping is becoming harder and harder and more expensive, especially if you guys are doing Facebook ads. So I kind of wanted to talk to you today about how we can do a successful launch, what things we should be focusing on, how much we should actually be focusing on these things in order to keep our costs down and actually have a successful product launch. So the first thing that I'm going to chat about is this is kind of a time allocation graph or a mindset graph on what we should actually be chatting about. And I left this one out because that one is actual sales. Sales and unknowns, okay? I want to start at the smallest ones. Everyone starts their store by reverse engineering sales. Every single person. We all go and we say, oh, I'm selling this product for $20 or $25. It's going to cost me $10 to get a customer in the door. My cost on it's $5. I can make $10. Great. Well, that doesn't actually get you any further ahead. And that's how everyone's mindset is. All of my clients have this mindset, and that's kind of the problem. So we'll chat about sales in a second, but don't worry about them. Find something that you think will sell online, and then we can find a way to make it work. That's why I talk about products and data, and these actually go pretty hand in hand. You can't have one without the other necessarily, but what does data do? Data allows us to save money, okay? A good product allows us to save money. That's how we can essentially increase our profitability on our sales. Okay, so remember this triangle. I don't think about sales yet. I don't. I think about products, data. How can I acquire that data? How can I find a good product? And then I'll talk about sales. I'm not concerned about that at all. These unknowns, these are just problems that we don't know that were going to happen. Maybe your logistics is going to be very difficult for the product that you're trying to source. Maybe you're going to have shipping issues. Maybe you're going to have those unknowns. That's something that is the last step. Usually we're already selling by the time we're figuring out those unknowns. So let's chat about this. How does data save me money? How can I acquire data? Okay, that's the biggest thing. If you guys already have an existing store, right? I'm just going to write these in the same color so we can always keep on track. Things that really help our data. Existing store or email list, right? Emails. That's data. Now I have a customer clientele I can start with. I can give that data to Facebook. That's obviously going to drive my costs way down, way down. If you don't have this, if you guys are brand new to Shopify, brand new to dropshipping, brand new to Facebook ads, anything like that, you guys have to account for more money. This is something that I wish that I knew at the beginning, but everyone goes into this thinking that they can be successful from, $1,000. And sometimes people are even thinking lower than that. You need a lot of money now to get started on a dropshipping store. This data is very expensive to acquire. And it's kind of an interesting breaking point, a tipping point. It's how much money do you actually want to make online? If you're okay with making $100 a day, well, you don't need nearly as much money to get to that point. But if you're like me, and I won't keep a store going unless I'm much higher than that. So let's say $1,000. Well, I need a lot more money to get enough data, right, to get up to $1,000. So my cost is going to be much higher. The $100 a day, I can probably get to that off of, $20, $30 a day in ads for a month to get enough data that I'm at $100 to $300 to $400 a day in sales. If I want to get to that 1,000, I need a lot more money than that, you guys. That data is tough to acquire on that volume. But how can we bring this cost down? That brings me over to products. Obviously, a winning product dramatically helps this, right? If we have winning products, that's going to bring our costs way down. How do we know if we have a winning product? This is kind of one of those interesting, funny things. We don't, but the problem is you need to be able to do sufficient research for that, okay? What I use is something called My Big Edge. I'll put the link in the description.com. Go and check that out if you guys are interested. That's what I use, but you need to find a medium to find successful products. However you do it, whether it's through insight, whether it's through actually developing new products or searching the web for hours and hours. Find a winning product. If you guys try to sell what other people are already selling, you're trying to compete for this same set of data that they're all competing. You're trying to compete for that. They already have it. So now you're paying even more money to get that same data that other people already have. By the time you get that data, you will not make money. Unless you have a winning product that other people aren't selling yet, you're not going to be able to buy that data in a quick enough fashion that you'll be able to make money, unless you already have it, of course. So for those of you guys who have a store that's already selling, If you're selling in the fitness niche, let's say, and there's a huge fitness trend, you can add that product to your site. You're probably going to be fine. But if you're like most of you and you're not successful yet in drop shipping, well, you need to buy data. So always keep that in mind. Buying data is hard. Buying data is expensive. Buying data takes time. So the better the products that you have, the better you guys will have success in finding that data and buying that data. It just becomes cheaper. So winning products, that is essentially that. Now, why is winning products such a big thing on here? Because don't just go out there and try one product, right? One product, that's going to fail. You're going to have a huge, huge fail point. When I launch a new store in a new niche, I'm launching, 10, 20, 30, 40 products. I'm running ads on as many as I can. What I recommend for you guys, if this is new to you, okay? If this is new to you or you're not finding success, choose 5, consume your life by those 5 products, okay? Those are your lead gen products. We're gonna chat about sales in a second, remember that. These are just lead gen products, okay? Now, when I talk about sales, this is where everything kind of changes a little bit. I'm just gonna wipe this off. When I talk about sales, things kind of change here, okay? Now, you guys are looking at sales from the perspective of your lead gen products. So we had 5 lead gen products, right? That was what we said. We're probably gonna end up getting 1 or 2 of those to actually be successful. The other 3 we're gonna drop. We're not concerned about them, okay? But once you guys have your successful product, that's when we can start to look at some margins. So let's say that these products are, $30, okay? A lot of us are selling cheaper products than that. The lower the price, it can be more difficult, but this is what we're gonna talk about. Let's talk realistic numbers, $30, okay? And let's say that my cost on that is $10, okay? So I'm already sitting at 20 bucks. Now, how much is it actually gonna cost me to get this customer in the door? Data, right? In red for a reason. If you have data, it's gonna be less, but for most of you guys, let's say you don't have data, we can put this between $15 and $20, realistically. That's an honest number of how much it can take on Facebook now to get customers in the door, right? So let's say we're at that $20. What does that leave you guys with? Absolutely nothing, right? Kind of. Interesting. But I don't think that that's absolutely nothing, because what this means to me, this actually leaves you with data. How much is data worth? An absolute fortune. But we can also change this. We can make this not 0. We need to find a way to get data in the door, right? For free. Time is not free, I get that. But if you guys want to make this into something, you're going to have to put time in. But if I look at this and I say I'm making $0 on that sale, well, I'm actually getting data. But this is where we can get some profitability. And this is where a lot of you guys fail, okay? If you're new to drop shipping, understand that it's not easy. You guys need to increase what is called a basket size. So if my basket size is only $30, that's what it is right now, I need to find a way to get more product in there for my return. That's where I'm gonna make my profit. It's no different than when you're going through the checkout at a grocery store and you're buying chocolate bars or you're buying, a lot of things. It's actually an interesting example, but toilet paper. Stores actually usually lose money on toilet paper. When you go and buy a great big thing of toilet paper, they usually pay more for that toilet paper than they sell it for. Now, how does that make any sense? Because they're starting off with a negative value. Well, if you go and buy toilet paper, you're bringing a shopping cart into the store, right? You're probably gonna buy a lot more products. You're probably gonna buy those things on your checkout. You're probably gonna be stopping through those other aisles, adding things to your cart. That's where they're actually making their profits. So we need to have that same mindset, okay? Digital marketing, yes, it's new. There's not a lot of knowledge on it yet. People are still learning it. Take what is in real life already, retail sales, and apply that. So we need to increase our basket size. How can we do this? If I'm in the fitness niche, for example, I can sell supplements. I can put all these supplementary products. How do we find this, okay? How do I increase this? Well, again, through winning products, we can do things like cross sells, okay? I'm just gonna write these down so you guys can remember this. Cross sells, upsells, okay? Don't worry about downsells or anything like that if you guys are new. If you guys know what that word means, absolutely capitalize it. Don't go out of your way for right now. Cross sells and upsells. We need to get more things in their basket, and we need to get them to buy the more expensive version of what we currently have. That's basically what this means. So if I'm selling supplements and they're buying a pre-workout, I want to upsell them with the better pre-workout that's $45 rather than the $30 one that they came to initially purchase, okay? We can do this through pop-ups, lots of things. I have lots of videos on this. Just comment or message me if you want me to send you those videos. But cross-sells, this is the other thing. If they're buying pre-workout, well, maybe they want post-workout proteins or meal plans. I want to get them to put that in their basket as well. Now, all of a sudden, I'm not making $0 in profit. I'm making more than $0 in profit. I should have put a zero there. You're making more than $0 in profit. So now you're getting data for free, but you're actually making money off of it, which if you want to do this as a long-term business plan is what you need to do, okay? If you have a short-term mindset, you're just trying to make this dollar quickly right on day one, you're not gonna succeed. If you have the long-term mindset, and the people who have long-term mindsets, they're going for data more than sales. If they can make money while they're doing this, great. But all of the people that I know that are currently successful in dropshipping, including myself, their goal is data. If they can make money while they get data, great. But once you have data, you're king. People have to buy that. It's becoming more and more expensive to buy that. So that barrier to entry is becoming more and more difficult for people to get in. So keep that in mind. The other great thing that we can do with cross sells, and where I find these is, again, I do mine all through mybigedge.com. The link's up top. Check it out. But the other great way is through Amazon. You can look at similar sellers on Amazon. So if I'm selling, let's just stay on the pre-workout train. If I'm selling a certain type of pre-workout, I can put that in on Amazon. I can look at what other people on Amazon are buying with that product. It'll tell me people also added to their cart blank. Those are products I should put as my cross sells on my website, okay? So sales should be the least of your thoughts at the beginning, guys. I've been successful selling $5 products. I've been successful selling $1,000 programs. That doesn't matter. This return, if that's your focus, you're not gonna be successful. If this is your focus, now you'll be able to be successful. Now, remember, for those of you guys who are debating, I want to get into dropshipping, or I'm already in dropshipping, I don't know how much more money I need to continue. This is not cheap. Not cheap. Okay, guys? You have to remember that. Don't go into this with the mindset that you can put $100 up and you guys can do this. I always laugh. People always message me and ask for consults. They want to consult. Why did I say it? It's so funny. People always ask me, hey, can I have a meeting with you? Blah, 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 blah. What does that cost? And I tell them the cost for a single meeting, and they automatically say, oh no, I can't afford that. I can't afford that. To which my reply is, you shouldn't be in the dropshipping space. I'm sorry, I'm not being rude, but you shouldn't be. If you can't afford that, you're never going to afford to get the amount of data you need in order to be successful in this space. $100, $200 is not enough to succeed here, guys. This is a business. You guys are starting a company. It's not cheap to do. It's much cheaper than alternatives of starting companies in physical stores, but it's still not cheap necessarily for a lot of you guys, right? The unknowns, we don't really need to chat about those too much. Those are going to come into play. When they do, you'll find out what they are. I can't tell you what these are. They're always different. Usually they're suppliers related, like your supplier ran out of stock on your best product. Now what do? Right? We need to source these products a different way, or shipping, or with all the tariffs going on right now, maybe that's affecting your business model. Trade wars, things like that are the unknowns that we don't know about, that we can't really control, but everything else we can control, okay? These should all kind of be merged. So again, guys, how do we start this? When I ever come across a store, the first thing I do is products. I find myself what I think is 5 winning products, okay? Then I go and I try to accumulate data. And meanwhile, I'm still trying to find more products and things like that. But meanwhile, then I'm trying to acquire data. I'm not worried about sales yet, okay? Trying to acquire data for a while. If I can break even while I do it, great. If I'm not losing money getting data, I'm pumped. That's amazing, right? Because that's exactly what I was talking about here. But then finally after that, I'm focused on sales and making myself a profit, okay? That's a symbol for profit there. Finally, I'm worried about making profit. And what's this time frame? Depends on the niche, guys. There's niches where sometimes it's 1 month, sometimes where it's 6 months. So you have to hustle, you have to work hard. Sometimes you guys are working 2 jobs and you guys are focusing on this. It's not easy. If you want to better your lifestyle, if you want to become a better drop shipper, this has to be your mindset, okay? This triangle of let's find winning products, let's get the data in the door, and then let's get sales. It seems really simple the way I'm saying this right now. It's not. If you don't have good products, you're not going to succeed. If you don't get sufficient data, you're not going to succeed. And then, of course, sales will just never occur, okay? So you have to work hard. You guys have to have that mindset. But I hope you guys appreciate this video. I hope this opens up your eyes a little bit. If you guys did, please like or comment on this video. That's the only way that these videos get seen. I don't do any paid promotions, really. And I just post this content for free for you guys. So I really appreciate that. Give me your feedback. Let me know if you guys want to see videos on other topics. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.